MedSmart, it's home medication management made easy. Pioneer Link will help you with setup. Call about in-home installation or find details at pioneerlinkmn.com.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Wow, it's a little hot. Good Wednesday morning. It is 11 after 9, and it is a beautiful day. And once again, Mary, we're going to see that snowbank could go down a little bit more today.
I know. Now I've already forgotten what I said. March 27th?
I think you got 27th because I got the 23rd.
Okay.
Zach's got the 16th.
I don't even remember what I said.
Kate's got the 20th.
Okay. So I'm the late guy.
No, we got a lot of Aprils.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Aprils. We're down to just.
Let's hope they're not right.
We're down to two more people that have yet to put their guesses in. We got Ty, who's on vacation, and Chris, who's back and forth between Fergus and Alec.
Okay, so if you missed what we're talking about, it's our snow pile in our parking lot. Every year, we have a contest to see when the last flake will melt. And there's always some kind of prize on the line, and it's too bad that you have to put it up. I can help you with that.
It's going to be a $10 Viking. It's either a $10 Viking gift card or traditionally it was always a $5.
That's what I was going to say.
$5 DQ. It's always been a $5 DQ gift card, but I think I might just support Pat and the Viking and pick up a bargain line certificate for $5 or $10.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds like a great idea. Looking forward to that. I hope I win. For a couple of reasons. I hope all the snow is gone by the end of March. And I know that doesn't always happen. John and I got married on April 30th. So that was a Saturday, of course. Mm-hmm. And the Thursday before, we got like 8 or 10 inches of snow. And that was on Thursday. By late or Friday afternoon, the guys were playing golf. So that's how fast it can come and go.
I know that if we would have got snow around my wedding day, we would have had real issues. I got married on August 19th.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
If we had snow the Thursday before, that'd be
Well, we were thinking
problems.
End of April, what could go wrong, right? But that has happened to me a couple of times, and I've told the story how I got caught in Fargo, and everything was great, and John was calling me and said, get home. And I'm like, not even raining here. It's perfect. And so I was kind of joking because I was driving, 68 miles an hour on the way home. And I called him and said, hey, I'm no worries here. I got to that infamous line in Barnesville and everything changed. Pretty soon I'm driving in a foot of snow. I think we got 18 inches by the time that was all said and done that evening. And we had already moved to the lake. And I remember trying to push the screen door open, but there were 18 inches of snow on the other side of that door, and we had to shovel our way out of the cabin. So it can happen.
I remember the fastest amount of snow that I remember us getting, I was doing the morning show for Charlie Campa. And when I got here, this is back when we had to be here at about 4:30. So I got here at 4:30 in the morning. There was no snow, no nothing. And by the time I got off the air doing Charlie's shift and my shift at 11, we had 18 inches.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it comes fast sometimes, that's for sure.
There's been several days times. We
haven't had one of those in a very long time, yeah.
Couldn't see my car across the parking lot.
Okay, well, we didn't get one of those this year.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on a lot of wood.
Okay. I kind of don't, I know that you, in your position here,
storms
are
a lot of work.
Are a bummer. But I could always go for one good snowstorm during the year. We had one where it kind of kept us, it pretty much canceled everything. I think it was on a Saturday night into a Sunday. Kind of canceled everything. You couldn't see even to drive in town. But that's about as bad as it got. And that was
we had 2 of those this year.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was blowing around 4 inches of snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we haven't had a barn burner like that for a while. Oh, my goodness. Speaking of barn burners, couple of basketball games last night.
Oh, yeah.
That we covered on KJ Country. And I was at the first game, and then I listened to the second game on my way home. But our Hillcrest girls played Rothsay. And this is, let's see, a semifinal. That was the semifinals.
Yep. Semifinals because next game is finals.
Right. Okay. So we took on Rothsay. So Rothsay drives, Fergus drives, and everybody goes to Minnewaska. But boy, do they have a beautiful school. My goodness. Anyway, and it was a great drive. You know, it was, and they had an early game. We had the 6 o'clock game, so got to even drive in daylight on the way down there. Boy, I sound like an old person, don't I? But anyway, great game, and hats off to the Rothsay girls and their coaching staff. I tell you what, we've played them. This is our third time this year, and you never know what you get from Rothsay.
It's been
and
close.
let me tell you, they came to play last night. They weren't letting anybody in inside the 3-point line. It was, I've never seen them play defense like they did last night. So hats off to them. They played a great game. I think it was like a 3-point game at the half, and only because somebody scored right before the half. But anyway, it was super exciting and a little stressful, I might add. That first half was a game. And the second half was equally as good. Hillcrest had kind of a nice run there for a little bit, and they were able to kind of maintain that. So they ended up winning, I think it was like a 14-point spread or something like that. But anyway, it was a great game, so congratulations.
Game was closer than the score.
Absolutely, it was. And so congratulations to the Hillcrest Comet ladies. They will go on, and I believe they play Friday
Night, and they play
at Concordia, and they will play Breck.
Yep, Breckenridge.
Okay, so Breck and Underwood was game 2 last night at Minnewaska.
That was a barn burner.
Oh, my goodness. So it was back and forth through the entire game. It was very tight the whole game. And it came down to 11 seconds, and it might have even been less than that by the time they were shooting. But Breck was up by 3. And Underwood comes down. They've got the ball, puts it up, drains a long 3, and it was like a split second after the buzzer.
Oh.
So that would have tied up the game, and they would have gone to overtime. But it was, in fact, Jason was doing the call, and he said that was an accurate call. It was definitely a split second after the buzzer. But it was just a heartbreaker for Underwood for sure.
That was a good team.
They're so good, and that's who we lost the section final to last year, I believe. Anyway, Underwood. Great job, Great coaching.
I covered quite a few of the Underwood games for video, and that's a very talented team, and they're going to be doing good next year too.
Yep, and they've got a great coaching staff there. Brian Hovland is a great coach, and I think he was recognized for that this year. Anyway, did a great job. So now the Hillcrest Comets will take on Breck, which is a super tough team. Yep. Super tough. So going to have their work cut out for them on Friday. So if you can come and cheer on the Comets, we'd love for you to do that. And of course, I think there will be some more playoff games, boys playoff games on Thursday. So.
Otters tonight.
Oh, Otters tonight. I was thinking it was Thursday.
No, there are several games Thursday.
Okay.
Otters tonight. I'll bring up the schedule since we're talking about it.
Who do the Otters play?
The Otters take on Wilmer at Wilmer. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off right here on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Then we got Border West at Henning on KJ tomorrow night. Ada Borup at Hillcrest tomorrow night. And then West Central area at Hancock tomorrow night. All those games are at 7. And then the girls basketball Hillcrest versus Breck, and that is at the Moorhead High School. 5:45 pregame, 6 o'clock tip-off.
Right. So. Yeah, that one you might be confused because people were saying that it was going to be at Concordia, but it had been moved.
Yep.
So will be held at Moorhead High.
Moorhead.
Okay. And that one coming up Friday night. So just had a text from someone reminding us of that that move too. So thank you for that. So yeah, this is tournament time, and you never ever know what happens at tournament time.
Yeah, there's a lot of great teams, and there's a lot of great action. I mean, we saw quite a bit of it when we were streaming, and so I got to see a lot more high school games than I normally see. I might make it to one or two Otters games, and that's about it. Throughout the course of the year, I might hit like one or two Otter boys hockey, and then one or two Otter boys basketball throughout the year. But I saw quite a bit of the hockey teams, and then quite a bit of the basketball teams.
Well, and we want to cheer on all our Fergus teams and area teams too, because we feel like we're all kind of hometown.
It's like when Jason and I were in Battle Lake, I'm looking around going, my tax money at work, because I've got a cabin out on Battle Lake, and I pay Battle Lake school taxes.
You know, something I saw on social media this morning, and I didn't realize they were doing it, but at least at the home Hillcrest basketball games, Zach Nurston, who is our AD, has been collecting the kids, and they don't have to, but they are encouraged to leave their phones in a box that they provide for them when they come to the game.
Nice.
Because they want eyes up, they want them watching the game, they want them cheering on their fellow students. And what's really interesting, it seems like nobody bucks that at all. They do it willingly. Mm-hmm. And they drop their phone in a box, and they come down, and they are cheering like crazy.
That's a good cheer squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Last night, about 5 of the guys made a pyramid, and then one of the guys stood way up on top and was leading cheers to the student crowd last night that made their way over to Minnewaska. So great to see that kind of show of support from fellow students. So I love to see that. Well, so much going on in our world and our country. The State Department has ordered non-essential staff to leave 6 Middle Eastern countries after suspected Iranian drones hit the U.S. embassies in Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates. Both embassies sustained minor damage. Also urged American civilians across the region to depart immediately. I saw an interview of a woman who has been trying since COVID to go on a vacation to Dubai. Now, I don't know what her fascination with Dubai is, but she had reservations to go in 2020. Then COVID hit, so her trip was canceled. So then, let's see, I can't remember then she was ready to go again, and I can't remember what world activity got in the way that time, but she was unable to go a second time. So she makes a third attempt at going to Dubai, and then she's in D.C. awaiting her flight to Dubai. And then something happens there, and her flight is canceled. And she's saying, as all these crazy things that you would never ever assume would happen. I wish I could remember what all the pieces were, but she said that should have been for me, kind of, third strike, you're out. Don't go to Dubai. Well, anyway, waited till the next day, gets to Dubai, and now she's stuck there because, flights to the U.S. out of Dubai are few and far between. So anyway, some scary times for some people that are stuck there, and not only there, but across all of that region. Also, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem faced sharp questioning Tuesday before the Senate Judiciary Committee over her handling of immigration enforcement and 2 protesters killed by federal officers in Minneapolis. Noem defended her department's actions, saying officers face a serious and escalating threat due to deliberate mischaracterizations of their work. And she was grilled pretty hard by Amy Klobuchar.
Imagine that.
Wondering, yeah. So all of that going on, and as we speak, Keith Ellison and Tim Walz are being grilled. And let me tell you, you talk about a hot seat. Theirs is so hot, I can't believe they're still sitting. They were going after them like crazy this morning. And they would ask a question, were you aware of this fraud? Were you aware, yes or no? Well, I tell you, Mr. La La La, and they'd go on, no, yes or no? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. And then they'd go on to the next question. But these guys would not answer.
No.
Because they can't. Well, they can today because I don't think they're under oath. In this is This is a committee,
Oh,
right?
yeah. If they're
So-
not under oath, they're going to lie their pants
Well,
off.
they are lying their pants off because they have to, absolutely have to. Two of the biggest crooks in this state.
Yeah.
And the fact that whether they stole a penny or not, which I find hard to believe, but Keith Ellison, we know that some of the money, fraudulent money, went into his campaign. And that's fact. So whether they participated or looked the other way, either way in my head, that's guilty.
Yeah.
And it cost us Minnesotans a bundle. So even if I don't care what side of the fence you're on, you want to protect your money. At least I do.
I'd like to protect my money. And the funny thing is, you got Tim Walz running around saying, well, this costs our businesses so much money, we need the federal government to pay up. And it's like, well, first off, a lot of those businesses closed voluntarily out of protest.
Right.
And then, B, this is kind of all your fault. So, no.
No question. Okay, so my friend John Fetterman said something good again. Way to go, John. Just didn't think I'd be cheering for the guy.
Never thought he'd be the voice of reason.
I know, but he said a few words that resonated with me. It's worth retelling. We'll do that right after the break here on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Hi, this is Mike Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. True craftsmanship takes patience and attention to detail. At Fergus Falls Monument, each memorial begins with quality stone and careful shaping. Families choose from a range of styles and colors to create something meaningful and lasting. For guidance and design options, visit foreverstonememorials.com.
Memorials that matter. Fergus Falls Monument. Memorials that matter.
Question. When you need an answer, are you still typing into Google? Or are you asking ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot? Search behavior is changing fast. And here's the real question. Is your business showing up in those answers? At Leighton Engage, our optimization strategies are built to help your business appear not just in search results, but as the answer inside AI-driven platforms. Answer engines continue to grow. The businesses that adapt now will lead. Don't let your business fall behind. Contact us at LeightonEngage.com.
Leighton Engage. Find your focus.
Dairy pumps that were designed more than 50 years ago do not meet today's large dairy farm requirements. Bopeller pumps by McFinn Technologies were born and patented this century with a unique and innovative design that ensures gentle, low-shear pumping along with efficient, high capacity and long seal life. Bopeller pumps for all your applications will ensure your dairy is operating with 21st century technology. Bopeller is American innovation. Contact your dealer today.
Is keeping track of your medication like a full-time job? Pioneer Link makes it easier with MedSmart. Simply fill the machine, set your dose times for up to 4 weeks, and MedSmart does the rest. It chimes when it's time to take your next dose. MedSmart, it's home medication management made easy. Pioneer Link will help you with setup. Call about in-home installation or find details at pioneerlinkmn.com.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning, I'm Tyler Donaldson here on the Red River Farm Network with your market update. Grains markets trading mixed here to start out the day's trade. Wheat and corn contracts all trading below even here. Soybeans are slightly higher in those contracts. Bauer Trading market analyst Ben Cash says grains markets feeling weather pressure today, while soybeans continue to maintain their prices.
We're seeing some good rains across the Midwest and portions of the eastern central plains here over the next few days, which is obviously going to relieve some of the drought situation there. I believe that's why we're seeing wheat and corn lower. Soybeans just kind of mixed to holding its value. It's been quite impressive, even with some of the export news here. Just doesn't remain too favorable for bean prices to maintain these levels, but I guess we do have a meeting possibly coming up mid-month with China, so the market's keeping some premium in there for that. We've also seen diesel fuel prices rally substantially with the situation in the Middle East, so that's keeping the bean oil market up.
Cattle markets starting out the day stronger here. A lot of green on the board in live and feeder contracts. Cash says cattle markets feeling pressure, though, from oil and energy markets.
You know, we've seen a lot of volatility with crude oil going up. That definitely weighs on cattle prices, brings pressure to them, and I think that's what we've gone through. We've seen a little more stability today in the crude market. We're actually down about 50 cents, so that's bringing some support back in here to these cattle. They're up about $4. We also have the feeder cattle up over $6 currently, so nice little rebound.
Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network. This is Corn Matters, an update from the Minnesota Corn Growers Association. With us this week is Minnesota Agriculture and Rural Leadership Program Executive Director Brad Schlosser, here to talk about the upcoming Minnesota Agriculture and Rural Leadership Program and the registration for it.
It's a very dynamic leadership program, personal growth and development, all focused on agriculture and rural communities in the state. And so just want to invite people to consider applying. By the end of the month, we're going to start selecting the next cohort of 30 individuals for the Class 14 for the Marl program. On our website, marlprogram.org, the top line says Marl Class 14 applications are now open, and you can apply by March 31st, and there's a button you can click on, and that has a packet of information, talks about the program, what the expectations are, what the cost is, how you go about the process.
The mission of the Minnesota Corn Growers Association is to identify and promote opportunities for corn growers. That's because corn matters.
The Red River Farm Network is reporting agriculture's business with the markets, farm news, and weather information you need each and every day.
Again, hats off to you, Don, and the Red River, what you guys do, connecting your listeners to what's happening and people and telling stories. You guys are doing an awesome job at it, so thank you.
That's Greg Peterson, better known as Machine Repeat. The Red River Farm Network can be heard from Worthington to War Road, from Bismarck to Bemidji, 23 radio stations, and online at rrfn.com.
World Weather Incorporated senior meteorologist Drew Lerner is your trusted source for agricultural weather. From the Northern Plains,
we do expect some showers to develop and a couple of thunderstorms. The majority of the meaningful rain, though, is going to be in southern Canada.
To South America,
Buenos Aires, La Pampa, and Cordoba, but it doesn't occur until we get into next week, leaving plenty of time for changes in the forecast.
Drew Lerner, only on the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business.
May wheat Minneapolis is 2 3/4 cents lower at 610.5. Chicago May wheat's down 5.5 at 568.5. KC May hard red winter wheat contract down 6 1/4, 572 even. March corn's down 4 1/4 at 430. March soybeans are 1.5 higher at 1157 1/4. In Winnipeg, May canola is even at 706.60. April live cattle up 392, 238.05. March feeders are 555 higher at 362.75. April hogs 30 cents higher, currently 96.05. You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
If you're building a new house or shop this summer, Easy Open Garage Door in Fergus Falls is here to help you pick the right garage door for your new build. Call today for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, make it easy with Easy Open Garage Doors. Call 218-770-DOOR. Spring is calling with Planting with the Pros, March 19th through the 21st at Nature's Garden World. Create a 14-inch hanging basket or planter with hands-on help from the experts. Reserve your spot at Nature's Garden World, Highway 210 East, Fergus Falls.
Morning.
Forecast for today, looking nice. 51 for our high. We'll see a little bit of fog early on, and then mostly sunny. More patchy fog tonight. 35 for our low. We'll hit 50 for tomorrow's high. A little bit of snow possible as we get Thursday night into Friday night, as we'll have a 37 for Friday's high, but then warming right back up to 45 Saturday, 52 on Sunday. Right now, Fergus Falls, a little bit of fog and mist. Visibility sitting at about 3 miles and 37 degrees right now in Fergus Falls. Morning Talk brought to you by our friends at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument Company.
Oh, my goodness. We'll take that, right? So, so Friday, just a little dip in the temperature, but still pretty nice.
And coming out of it looking good, too.
Oh, gosh, that sounds really good to me. I don't know if we can count on it to stay. You know what they say about March? Came in like a lamb this year. Does that mean what I think it means?
Rawr.
I hope not. Let's hope that some of those old adages don't really hold true. Well, okay, so I was going to tell you that John Fetterman just wowed me again with some plain old common sense, and I starting to like the guy.
It's kind of odd that you like him because he's got some common sense, and he's about one of the few in that party right now that has it, especially at the national level.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people feel like that about politics and politicians across the board. But this was a guy that when he came out, we thought, wow, what a knucklehead. What is he doing?
Well, he had a stroke and then went on that debate and just made a fool of himself.
Yes, and then he won. There's another, Dr. Oz is getting up every morning saying, how did that happen? Anyway, here's what he said about what is currently going on overseas. The President of the United States is the commander-in-chief. When he negotiates, deters enemies, stabilizes markets, or handles a crisis, the outcome affects every American, whether you voted for him or not. So when people say, I hope he fails, or I oppose everything he does, what exactly are you hoping for? I thought that was great. He said, are you hoping for a tanking economy? Are you hoping for a foreign policy disaster? National humiliation on the world stage? Are you hoping for allowing oppressive regimes to stay in power as they continue to threaten the United States? He said, because what failure at that level means actually looks like this. Sorry, my phone is acting up here. Okay, so because what failure at this level actually looks like, you can oppose policy, you can vote against him, you can demand oversight, but openly rooting for the collapse of this administration during a global conflict, an economic tension, or national security threats isn't activism, it's reckless, and it's anti-American.
Yeah,
so,
there's been a section of that party. I'm not saying the whole party. There's a lot of good people on both sides.
Right.
But you got a good section of that party that just wants anarchy.
Well, and I don't know so much they want anarchy, but what they want to do, or what it's their job every morning when they wake up, is to just oppose everything said or done by this administration, regardless of whether it is a good idea or not. What if somebody brought this up to me yesterday, and I thought it was well said, and I don't know exactly how she said it, but what if we had known, what if there had been this inkling that, something looks a little shaky, kind of feels like something might happen back on September 11th, 2001. Would we have said, let's just wait it out. Let's just wait and see. Let's try to talk to them. No reason to go in, no credible threat. And then September 11th.
Yeah.
Had we had those inklings, would we have sat on it?
No.
Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
We know what they're doing. We know that they're building up, their ability to attack anyone in this world. And of course, they hate the U.S. There's just no doubt about it.
They start everything with death to America and death to our Israel.
Right. And so we're going to sit by and watch them, watch them while they build their nukes.
Yeah, it wasn't just the nuclear issue that they were having. It was the
missiles.
The ballistic missile were starting to really get to the point where they could get close to hitting us.
Exactly. And so when we see that happening, do we sit on that?
Nope.
Do we just wait to see? Gosh, they're probably nice people. They're probably not going to do anything to us. Nope. Death to America. They hate us. So was this strike necessary? Personally, my personal opinion, I say absolutely it was. And I don't, nobody wants to have any kind of conflict.
No.
Nobody wants war. And like I told you the other day when I first saw the report that these strikes have been made, gives me sick stomach because people are going to get hurt. People are going to get killed.
Yeah, we've lost 6 service members, one of them from Minnesota.
Yeah, and that gets you in the gut. And that is certainly never our administration's intention, but they know that it's probably inevitable. That's the price of war. And not that it makes it better or easier to accept. It's just reality, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I do get tired of the fighting just because it's the other side.
Yeah.
And whatever they do, we're going to disagree with, and a little common sense, like our friend John Fetterman. Can we all just come together as Americans for a moment? At least on September 12th, we were all united for a few days.
Yeah, we were united for about a week.
And but even, I hope and pray that this is short-lived, that it is highly successful, and that every American will recognize its success if we are in fact successful.
And I did hear at one of the news breaks that there are some Iranian I don't know what level they're at, but there is some Iranian people reaching out to the CIA to figure out how to end this. So
okay.
So at least there's the possibility of it being on the horizon.
Okay. Well, anyway, I just, it's happening. Agree or disagree, it's happening. And I'm just saying my prayers every day for the safety of the people who are defending our country and who are defending Israel and the people who are making difficult decisions to do that very hard work. So anyway, way to go, John Fetterman. It's reckless and it's anti-American. So, so there. All right. Airlines are bracing for record spring break travel this year.
Really?
And I can attest to that just quite simply by the pricing. The same ticket, same airports that I bought last year were under $500. And when I priced them this year, they were almost $1,100.
Whoa.
Yeah. So consequently, not taking a flight out of Fargo because it was extremely expensive, almost $1,100.
I should check in with Isaac, our oldest. He's going to be flying back down to Fort Myers.
Okay. Well, and there are lots of ways that you can save on that. Now, you and I were kind of Delta people, and I know that Delta is not always the least expensive, but I did have some miles to use, so I really wanted to do that. But I was also only able to get to my destination in Florida. They didn't have any room on a return flight.
Wow.
So I had to buy 2 one-ways on 2 different airlines to get there and get back. So it's full. So if you haven't made airline reservations and you plan to go someplace in the next month or so, good luck. First of all, it's going to cost you, and it's tough to find those cheap flights. Now, maybe you are a little bit more savvy traveler and you don't really care if, where you fly from or who you're on. Certainly you can find some less expensive fares. I found a pretty good fare on the way back. But round trip tickets were crazy expensive. And I always play the waiting game on renting a car.
Oh.
Yeah, and because it's worked for me a couple of times,
Okay.
the closer I get, one time I saved like almost $300 on my car. So I thought, okay, so I was playing the waiting game for the last couple of days. Yeah, every day it's gone up by about $15. So I stopped waiting and booked a car. But cars are pretty expensive too. So it depends on where you're going. But do know that if you are going to a warm weather destination, you're going to have some packed flights and expensive flying and expensive cars to rent. Anyway, they say that 171 million passengers are expected between the 1st of March and April 30th. So over 2 months, 171 million passengers. This is according to Airlines for America. And this is an increase from last year. They're expecting an average of 2.8 million daily travelers. So when you stand in line at the airport, now you know why. However, security concerns about Mexico, the cartel violence, have shifted some tourists toward Caribbean alternatives like the Dominican Republic, but they were having trouble there too. So
yeah.
Anyway, Key West leads domestic destination searches. The partial government shutdown has suspended the global entry program, complicating travel prep, and Iran-related military operations may cause flight disruptions and higher fuel costs, potentially increasing ticket prices despite strong demand. Well, I booked my ticket long before this crisis in Iran, and my ticket was already expensive. So, yeah. So there you go. Brace for all kinds of people in the airport next to you.
Get ready.
Make you go a little earlier to get through security, I guess. Okay, British Columbia, they have said, that's it. No more daylight saving time. We quit.
Wow.
Yep, they are going to adopt daylight saving time starting this weekend, like we all are. They're going to permanently adopt it.
Oh.
Now, I could go for that. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if there's... Now, some people will tell you, oh, it's dark when I go to work and it's dark when I come home from work about winter here.
Yep.
But honestly, it just feels, at least for me, it doesn't feel like it lasts very long. And that does not bother me. In fact, there's something about a dark, cozy 5 o'clock when you get home from work. I don't know. But anyway, they say no more. British Columbia is going to go to daylight saving time, and they're going to stay there. The province will spring forward one final time and never change their clocks again. Here. It'll take me all day Saturday just to change, or Sunday, I guess, to change all my clocks. I'm kind of a clock fanatic. And man, when the time change comes around, I got a lot of clocks to change. So good time to replace batteries too while you're standing on the ladder, changing the time. So anyway, that happens for us this weekend.
And it's also a good time to change those smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors.
Yes, absolutely. Good idea. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes. He's the guy that's known as El Mencho. He was buried Monday, and he was buried in a golden casket following his death in February, that firefight with Mexican Special Forces. So, they solid gold casket. And he'd probably made a lot of money over the...
Probably need a guard because somebody's going to take that casket.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, so that happened. Let's see what else we have for you. How about this one? Southerners are still the most religious people in the U.S. of A.
Well, that's why they call it the Bible Belt.
I guess, yeah. They're saying that the Midwest ranks second in religiousness.
I believe it.
Followed by the Northeast and the West. Across all regions, daily prayer, religious belief, and affiliations have declined markedly since 2007, though the South maintains its position as America's most religious region. So, just in case you wondered, as we look around and can't turn in any direction without seeing a church here in Fergus Falls,
Fergus,
right?
at one point in time, had the most churches per capita in the world.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Okay. Here is a good one. There is a squirrel that disrupted phone and internet services across multiple government facilities in Ohio. This happened back in mid-February. County Administrator Matt Springer disclosed the unusual cause during a recent commissioners' meeting, initially believing contractors had accidentally damaged the underground cables. The investigation revealed a squirrel had constructed a nest within the fiber infrastructure and gnawed through several lines, affecting the county prosecutor's office, among other government buildings. It's hard to make this stuff up, they said. During a meeting, county officials are now coordinating with internet providers and the local fiber network to implement preventative measures against future squirrel incidents. Squirrels have established themselves as notorious troublemakers for utility companies nationwide, frequently causing power outages throughout the United States. And we have had, I don't think it's squirrels, but it could be a combination of squirrels and mice that like to get in our side-by-side 4x4 thing.
Okay.
They like to get up under there, and I suppose it's warm, and it's a place to store like nuts and that kind of stuff. And so, and then they chew up a bunch of stuff. They're real troublemakers too. So, yeah. So if you're wondering where all the junk is coming from, yeah, look under the hood, because you're probably going to find issues and a dead mouse or two. Okay, Spencer Anderson from Clarkston faces 3 felony charges for destroying police property after allegedly vandalizing license plate readers in Waterford Township. Not exactly sure where that is. Officers discovered several offline readers on February 23rd, finding them broken from their mounts and destroyed. One damaged reader actually captured the image of the suspect's vehicle before being destroyed. Whoops. While nearby security cameras recorded someone using an object to smash the equipment. The evidence led investigators to Spencer Anderson. And there are some others out there, too, that sort of helped him. But anyway, they say that a guy like Spencer, they are entitled to their opinions regarding technological advancements in policing. However, no one is entitled to maliciously destroy property of another, including that of the Waterford Police Department, said the police chief. Anderson posted a $500 cash bond, remains free pending a hearing, and police plan to seek restitution for the damaged equipment. So,
those things are spendy.
I bet they would be, yeah. So I hope they stick it to them so nobody tries to do that again. But I tell you what, those license plate readers, they're good. I've been nabbed a couple of times.
Really? For speeding or what?
One was, they say red light, yellow light, red light, whatever. I'm sure it was yellow when I started. But anyway, and this was while on vacation.
Uh-oh.
And in a rental car even. But of course they
tracked you down.
Yeah, they take the card to my credit card. And so you get a notice and a fine in the mail. Done that a couple of times. The other time I got in the wrong lane. I think it's called, you need a sun pass. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
It's a toll.
Yep.
And I got in the wrong lane. Horrendous traffic. There was no way for me to get out of it, so I blew through the sun pass because I didn't have a sun pass. And a few days later, I got my ticket. So they're gonna get you. Those readers are good.
Yeah, especially down in Florida. They're
oh
everywhere.
My gosh. Now, even when you rent your car, that is one, you can say, yes, I'd like insurance, and yes, I'd like to have you refuel it for me when I bring it back. You can add all those things onto your cost.
Got tolls.
And so now you can buy a sun pass that is attached to your car.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even look at what it cost, because once we get there, like I told you, we just park the car and lay in the sun.
We do a lot
don't
of
go
driving.
anywhere.
We do a lot of driving, so we usually get it.
You do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it only cost me about $17 to blow the
sun pass isn't that expensive, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. I didn't mean to do it. I just was plain in the wrong wrong place.
At least you didn't do what I've seen other Florida drivers do. I've seen people slam it in reverse.
Yeah, that I knew I couldn't do that.
I mean, Florida driving is intense.
Well, and we were just about to Tampa, and if you've driven around in and around Tampa, it's pretty busy, and it's what I call one of those spaghetti junctions, where all the roads come together on top of each other, and very confusing, at least to this, small town Minnesota girl who didn't know where she was going. And it was just too late to go anywhere else. And there's no way to stop and like pay with your credit card or anything. So I just, I'll pay the consequences on the other end. But I have a grandson who, when he lived in Arizona, he got multiple speeding tickets by those readers. So they do work. Yeah. So you got to be careful. All right. I suppose we don't have time for trivia.
Well, we got time for trivia.
How about one? Are avocados a fruit or a vegetable?
They're a fruit. They got a seed.
They are a fruit. You're right. Which spice is considered a hallucinogen?
Nutmeg.
Yeah. I had heard that, I guess. I would never have come up with that.
I heard it from some of my friends back in high school.
A
and I'm just like,
hallucinogen. My goodness. Nutmeg.
I won't tell you how they did it, but
okay.
I was just like, wow, I lost a little bit of respect for you guys. You guys are kind of dumb.
Oh, dumb kids in high school, right? Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up the show on a Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. Hope you get out and enjoy some of this nice day. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a good Wednesday.